Ladies and gentlemen and sports fans, welcome to Coffee and Sports, the morning show. Man, it was a not so great weekend for my team, but it still was a great weekend for sports in general. I'm here with two of my favorite guys, man. We got the NFL genius, man. How you doing, brother? How was your weekend?
I mean, my weekend was terrible, bro. What are we doing? My weekend was terrible. Awful weekend. Terrible.
And we here with no other than Mr. Mo Better, man. How was your weekend, brother?
My weekend was the opposite of his weekend. I had a great weekend. Everything's flowing.
Yeah,
Well,
lose to the Panthers tonight.
Well, then that won't be a great weekend.
I don't think Mo really cares, man, because in fact his team is doing a lot better than they supposed to be doing.
They are overachieving. I'm okay with that.
You okay with the bad draft pick this year? You know?
I mean, they're not built. They're not what they were a couple of years ago, and they did have a weak schedule. I think they've done what they're supposed to do. I think they will make the playoffs. They'll get knocked out, but I'm not going to lose my mind. This isn't the best version of their team. If they win, that means that everybody else in the NFC failed. So they're just not that good.
Mo, but what about this wasted money in Brandon Ayuk, man?
Oh man,
look,
he ain't touched the field since he got the new contract. What's going on here?
Yeah, I felt like he did the right thing and held out. Like, you know how this always works. A guy holds out, right? And then he plays, and then he's not quite what he was, and then he suffered a cataclysmic injury, and everybody thought he'd be back in the middle of the season. This guy's not playing. That upsets me. It upsets me, but it doesn't upset me more than them giving Brock Purdy $60 million. And I like Brock. Brock. He ain't worth $60 million.
I mean, at least Brock there to play, man. You know, Ayuk ain't touched the field since his contract.
I mean, Brock's been there to play, but I don't even know if he's been their best quarterback this season. So, you know.
No, I mean, it's a toss-up. Mac Jones is doing his thing this year, man. He's going to go somewhere else next year. Y'all going to use him as trade bait.
That kind of proves my point. If you say it's a toss-up between Purdy and Mac Jones, then is it the quarterback or is it the system? I would say it's the system that's very quarterback-friendly. Look, but I digress. The point is, I think the Niners are overachieving. They're going to have a good season. We move on. I mean, your team is the one that has Super Bowl aspirations. My team is more realistic.
I mean, I would think more realistic would be, since Mac Jones has been overplaying for y'all this year, man, y'all still can get yourselves a good foot in the draft, man. Just trade him off in the offseason.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could, but I think that a lot of people in the know, I'm sure he'll get a starting job somewhere because there's no shortage of teams with bad quarterbacks, but it needs to be a system that highlights his strengths and hides his weaknesses, and not every system is set up that way.
Indeed, Kyle Shanahan does have a great system, but let's get to at the top of the hour, man. With week 12 all but in the books, man. We got the Niners and the Panthers tonight to close out week 12, but at the top of this hour, man, let's get straight into it because I know Gene want to talk about it, man. I know you got something on his chest he needs to let loose, man. You know, Eagles fall to the Cowboys 24-21 to become 8-3, and the Cowboys are now 5-5-1. Gene, the NFL Gene, let's break down this game, man. How the Eagles lose this game, man.
Let's talk about how they lost it, right? So they came out and they look like world beaters. They go up 21-0. They're throwing the ball to AJ Brown. They're getting movement on the line. They're getting protection in the pocket. And then they went back to vanilla inside zone. The Eagles made so many mistakes in this football game. Xavier Gibson fielding that punt at the 1 yard line and fumbling it and for it not cost the Eagles points is a break in itself, right? The Cowboys tried to lose that football game. They tried to lose the football game. And although the Eagles defense is good, right? I think it's good when you hold the Dallas Cowboys to 24 points. I don't know. I'll check, but I don't know how many teams held the Cowboys to below 24 points and lost. Their defense stinks. The Eagles were moving up and down like it was nobody's business. The Giants scored 37 on them. Mm-hmm. The Bears scored 31. The Packers scored 40. The Panthers scored 30. The Broncos scored 44. 21 points in the first 3 drives, and then the offense went out the window. And I'm getting messages. Listen, I posted. Everybody knows I posted about this football game. I said the Eagles are going to lose. You premature preemie babies that are on my timeline. Oh, this is an agent well, you idiot. You're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. All throughout the comments in the first quarter. I would have loved if it aged poorly. The Eagles are fundamentally broken on offense. Their defense will be fine. Their offense is fundamentally broken. Their offensive coordinator stinks. They don't scheme players open ever. It's AJ is better than your man, so we throw it to him because our man can beat your man. It's Devontae is a better route runner and high points the ball better than your guy, but the separation's not there. It's not there.
Sure ain't.
And Jalen Hurts gets in the press conference after the game. I hope this lights a fire under us. What do you mean you hope this lights? You just played the Cowboys with the opportunity to seal the division. You were up 21 points and you lost the football game. I hope this lights a fire under us. Man, get out of here with that bullshit.
Whoa. How you feel about the game, man?
As I watched the game, what blew me away was the Eagles are like the only team in football that can't run against the Cowboys. You guys can't run. Everybody can run against the Cowboys, except for the Eagles.
I mean, we ain't been running against nobody all year, really.
I know, but the Cowboys are supposed to be that get-well defense that your run game looks great against. I don't know how that didn't happen. Saquon had the one big run, but then the rest of his carries.
No big runs. No big runs.
Didn't he have a 27-yard run?
Nope. He had 22 yards in the whole game. He had 7-yard run.
Never mind. I'm looking at somebody else. But I'm just saying that offensive line, that run game, is just non-existent. And it blew me away that they were up 21. And it did feel like they were about to take the Cowboys out 40-something to whatever. And look at all those last possessions. 5 punts, missed field goal. Like, just the offense is so erratic. And as good as the defense is, I don't know if it can always cover for the offense, because at some point, when your offense is going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, it does wear on your defense. Mm-hmm. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys offense got better because I think the defense was on the field too many times. There was more opportunities. And I thought the killer, obviously, to me, that punt, that dude, you let that go in the end zone. What are you doing? That was insane to me that he did that. Look, the Eagles are really good. Man. You know what the right play was? Let it go in the end zone. Make that play. Make the right play.
You could tell he wanted to make up a play real bad, though.
Yeah, he wanted to be a hero, but dude, that's the other side to the hero. Go, you know what I mean? Like he's not the hero for sure. He's being talked about in a different way. I guarantee you, on Philadelphia Talk Radio. Look, the Eagles are still, to me, one of the front runners in the NFC, which is saying something if we're sitting here talking about how porous and up and down their offense is. That's saying something. It also says something about their defense, that you can still be a Super Bowl contender if you have an elite defense, because then you're asking your offense sometimes to do something real basic. Don't turn the football over. Like, we can find a way to win the game if you just don't turn the football over. So I think there's panic in Philly, but I don't feel panic. I'm on the outside looking in. I still think until proven otherwise, they're still the team to beat in the NFC.
You know what I seen yesterday, man? I seen a lot of our pass blocking scheme is way better than our run blocking scheme. Like Jalen Hurts had several times in that game. He had almost 10 seconds in the pocket before somebody broke through it, and still nobody got open. No separation happened out downfield or nothing. But Mo, how would you rate Jalen Hurts' season performance thus far, man? 1 out of 5 cups of coffee.
Overall, I don't know, 2. No, I'm a Hurts fan. I don't, and I think he's been good at times, and I think he's been subpar. I think he's had an inconsistent season. My expectations for him are higher than most, but look, he's not the worst thing about the offense. I don't think he's lost football games, but too many times I feel like he's left some throws on the field. But you can't look at him and go, that's why we're bad. I think that offense as a collective, they're bad. The play calling is bad. Even you might even say the chemistry within the huddle is bad. But I don't think any one person is the reason. That offensive line was the best offensive line in football last year. They're not that this year. And I think that impacts everything. That's part of it. Saquon, it's not just the offensive line. I see him running the football sometimes, and he looks like he's making business decisions, so he's different. So I think it's a collective.
Gene, what you think?
It's not on. I don't think it's completely on Jalen. I think that it's on the offensive coordinator. I think it's on the predictability of the play calling. And look, how would you guys classify Nick Foles? How would you classify him as a person? Do you think he's a nice person? Do you think he's a shit talker? Like, how do you guys think about Nick Foles?
My perception of him is he's a good guy, a quiet guy.
A good guy, a quiet guy.
Mm-hmm.
The quote that Nick Foles just said on Barstool: when the route tree is simplistic, the defense knows that. They know his stop points are 6, 10, and 14. And occasionally he's going to run a slant and go. Very easy for a defensive back to cover that. Nick Foles is telling the media that the Philadelphia Eagles offense is simplistic and easy to cover. If Kevin Patullo makes it through today, I don't know what the hell we're doing.
A lot of people get fired out
here. It's too late in the season to change the playbook, Carmike. It's too late in the season. No one wants to believe me. Everyone thinks I'm fucking Chicken Little. I'm not. The sky is falling. It is 100%. The season's cooked, and no one wants to hear that. It's cooked. And all Eagles fans are like, they're like, oh no, they'll be fine. They'll get it together. No, the fuck they're not. Their offensive coordinator sucks, and it's too late in the season to change the playbook.
Yeah, you're right.
They're cooked. If you have an Eagles Super Bowl ticket, cash out.
Dang.
Carmike, listen to me. I'm begging you guys. Listen to me. They're cooked. It's over. I don't agree with Nick wrong very often, but his comp of Russell Wilson for Jalen Hurts, checkdowns, moonball, doesn't talk poorly in the media, isn't very liked in the locker room, is almost spot
on.
Really? Hurts isn't liked in the locker room?
Bro, there's a divide in that locker room, and it's due to A.J. Brown, and even Smitty's involved. Like, not involved, but like, look, man, I'm telling you, it's a joke what's going on in Philadelphia. And everyone from the outside gives you they're still going to, like you just did, bro. It's not your fault. You're not here. But they'll be fine. And they're still one of the leaders in the NFC. And, dude, I'm telling you, this team is going to go one and done in the playoffs.
Damn, one and done?
Wow.
I wish I was wrong.
One and done.
We might get the bye, man.
I'm 100% not getting a bye.
Gene, we got a short week ahead, man. This Friday, Black Friday. The Eagles are going up against the 8-3 Bears, man. How you see this game turning out?
I think the Bears is another opportunity for the Eagles offense to get on track. I think the Eagles defense will have zero problems with Caleb Williams and the Bears. I think this Eagles defense will have no problems keeping them under 20 points. And if you can't score 20 points versus the Bears, then you're going to lose the football game. I think the Eagles should win the game. But at the end of the day, who am I to have confidence the offense is going to figure it out for Chicago when they couldn't figure it out versus Dallas? You see how that works?
Hey man, the Bears been overachieving this year, but Mo, what you think gonna happen in this game this Friday?
I think Caleb Williams will turn the football over 2 or 3 times, and I think that'll be the difference in the football game.
Speaking of Caleb Williams, man, Ben Johnson and Caleb, man, survived the Steelers in a 31-28 win. Caleb threw for 239 and 3 touchdowns, man. Talk to me about these Bears, man. How impressed are you with Caleb Williams thus far, with the team record and all?
You guys come here, Mo.
Mo, you can go first.
My bad.
They've been better. He's been better. They've been winning, though, primarily on their run game. They've been running the ball really well with Swift and company, and the defense has been opportunistic. But Caleb has been a lot better than he was at the start of the season, so I'm going to give him credit where credit is due. And even yesterday, he did.
You gonna give him the transcendent credit?
Well, he's never going to be that, so I'm not going to do that. That's crazy talk. But he did the thing that he normally doesn't do. He did not turn the football over. That he had a clean football game. He made better decisions, and he didn't hold on to the football as long as he does. So look, there are improvements. I think he can be a good quarterback. I'm not gonna be crazy though. But it was a good win. Let's not be crazy.
Gene, how impressed are you with the Bears thus far and Caleb's play and Ben Johnson?
I'm not at all.
No, not even 8-3.
Okay, so let's go through the 8-3. Let's go through it. The Cowboys are 500. By the way, this is how bad life's gotten. Where people are in the chat talking about the Eagles when the Cowboys haven't made the NFC Championship game since 1996, and they're just constantly a bunch of losers. Like even with winning that game yesterday, there's still 3 full games behind us in the division. So that's fine. You can come in the chat and be happy that your team won.
Gene, you know this is the Cowboys fan Super Bowl game, man.
All right, let me get back to the Bears. I apologize. So they beat the 5-5-1 Cowboys under not above 500. They beat the Raiders by 1, who have 2 wins. They beat the Commanders by 1, who have 3 wins. They beat the Saints by 12, who have 2 wins. 1 win. My apologies. They beat the Bengals, who have 3 wins. They beat the Giants, who have 2 wins. The Vikings, who have 3 wins. And they beat the Steelers, who are 500. They haven't beat a team above 500. So them being 8-3 is irrelevant to me because all they've done is beat up on the NFL's worst. I watched Chicago. We're going to forget the fact that they were down 10 with 4 minutes left versus the New York Giants at home. We're going to forget that. That didn't happen.
The Giants have been in like every game, man. Jackson Dart, surprisingly, with Jameis Winston. But their defense is what keeping them in games. The Giants.
I guess. JJ Fraud McCarthy couldn't score the entire game. I just feel like that we're looking at this Bears team and being like, well, they're in first place. Okay. The back half of their schedule is brutal. If you're a Bears fan, strap up, buckle up. They got to play at Philly, at Green Bay, the Browns, the Packers again, at 49ers, and the Lions. Strap up. It's going to be a hard ride home.
So if they make it past this, man, how many games out of this you see them winning? 2. Mo, how many games you see them winning down the stretch?
Maybe 2, maybe none, but I'll give them 2 wins. Look, Gene brings up a good point. They're beating up on the bottom half of the NFC. I get it. And look, I'm not making no excuses for the Bears. But look, you can only play who's on your schedule.
No, but they lost 3 games though. They were undefeated, and that was the statement. Then that would be different.
Right, but their record is what their record is, right? So you're right. I think the game versus the Eagles is a big game. I don't even necessarily think the Bears have to win that game. If they're competitive and that's a good football game, that to me that'll say just as much about Chicago as anything else.
I don't agree with that.
I do. I was impressed with the Colts yesterday in a loss because I saw an opportunity where they should have won that game. They should have out now won that game. But they lost but not because they couldn't play with a physical Kansas City team. I was impressed with them. In a loss, I was impressed with Indy. So I think you can be competitive against a team that people think should just wipe the floor with you, and I think that says something about your football team.
Are we going to take into account that the Eagles only going to have 4 days to rest before they play?
I don't. They both are going to have the same amount of rest. Why does that matter?
Man, you talking about a team who I think this was one of Caleb's toughest games we played against the Steelers all year, and we just came out of a brutal one against the Cowboys.
So I think that the Bears came off a more brutal game versus the Steelers. Our game wasn't brutal. I mean, the loss was brutal, but like it wasn't like we went away from that game with a bunch of people banged up, nicked up, like they're beat up. No, it's not. I want to explain.
No, I mean, not beat up like that, but the defense is dog shit tired from as much as they played on the field yesterday.
I guess I don't think that the Bears let up 28 points to Mason Rudolph, and the Eagles won't score 28. I just book it. You can book it now. Mason Rudolph went into their house and scored 28. And by the way, Damien, what are you talking about? This has got to be the morning of just people going to troll. You said the Bears haven't beaten anybody, which is a fair point, but you could say it about the Colts, Lions, Packers, hell, even the Eagles had some easy games. No, the Eagles didn't have easy games. The Eagles beat the Rams, the Chiefs, the Lions, the Packers. Like, stop. What are you talking about? Oh, God. I don't know why I'm replying to people this morning. But I want to reply to what I said to Mo about I don't agree with the loss being a good loss if it's close. I don't know where in the standings a good loss shows up. Like, it doesn't show up at all. For the Colts, it's different because they're winning their division and they're up by more than a game. So when they lose a game at Kansas City, it's okay to lose that football game. If the Bears lose to Philadelphia, they're no longer in first place.
Well,
so
that works for me. I didn't have them winning the division anyway.
It works for you, but it won't work for the Bears.
I think more so is saying, depending on how the Bears lost, it shows how much competitive they are if they can hold up against the Eagles.
I got you, Carmike. 19-16 Eagles.
Right.
Are you walking away excited for either team?
I'm not talking about from the standings point. Look, I think the Eagles are going to win the football game. But like I said, if you watch the Indianapolis Chiefs game, I went into that game assuming the Chiefs were going to win. We were talking about it over the course of last week. What's the first thing I said? You know, it's not going to happen. They're not going to let Jonathan Taylor run for 100 or something. They weren't going to do that. Yeah. That was a given. He wasn't going to be the guy. So it was going to be about Daniel Jones and what they could do within the scheme of their passing game. And so it was a close game. And if you're a Kansas City fan, I get it because you were 5-5. Yeah. You needed it. If you're a Colts fan, you walk away disappointed because you lost. But that game was played every way you wanted it to be played. If you're a Chiefs fan, and the Colts still should have won.
True. Speaking of that, I mean, you know, Golden Boy Patrick Mahomes, man, threw for 352 yards, no touchdowns, and one pick, man. Got sacked 4 times, but they still ended up winning with a walk-off field goal in OT. How would you rate this game, Mo?
It was a defensive battle. Like I said, I knew from the jump Spags was not going to allow Jonathan Taylor. It wasn't going to happen. They bottled up that offensive line and the run game, and they put it on the shoulders of Daniel Jones. And look, if you've watched the game all the way through, Daniel Jones didn't lose the game, but he didn't win the game. And I think if you're a Colts fan, that would be the concern. Not that he can't play within the system or make plays, but if they take away Jonathan Taylor, can he be the guy? Can he overcome in a tough game against a team like the Chiefs? the Chiefs weren't really spectacular. If you look at the game, like you pointed out, that Mahomes threw for 300-something yards, but look how many points it netted. They didn't really do anything.
He didn't score no touchdown.
Right. They don't have a run game, even though I know Kareem Hunt had 100 yards, but that was that old school 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That's a hard 100. That might have took 2 years off his career.
30 carries.
Yeah, I'm just being real. I'm just being real. You know what I mean? So look, like I said, if you saw that, you knew it was going to be a defensive, physical game. And I thought for sure it favored Kansas City and Kansas City would win. I just don't feel like Indianapolis disappointed anybody. And I get it. You want to win, but if you're Indianapolis, I think it shows you can play with them. Not just play with them. I think you can beat them, but you can't. I feel like you can't put it all on the shoulders of Daniel Jones. He didn't have his best game, but it wasn't like he was horrible. I think that he did enough to where they should have won that football game. He just left a couple throws here and there. Remember, say what you want about Kansas City's offense, they still have one of the stoutest defenses in football. That you're not going to score 30+ points on that defense.
NFL GENeius, how you feel about the game?
I normally am on here agreeing with everything Mo said. I normally am, like, me and Mo agree on a lot. I feel like that I'm an extension of his brain sometimes. But I disagree again. I felt like the Chiefs' allure is back. I said on sideline to sideline, I gave Kyle, Brett, and Godfrey a bet. It's an easy bet for them to win. We're going to spin a wheel, and one of those three or a fan is going to win $50 if the Chiefs lose a game the rest of the year. From yesterday to the end of the regular season. I predicted I think the Chiefs, see, this is what happens. I feel like I'm ahead of the curve. I predicted the Chiefs to go 5-5. I'm now predicting the Chiefs to win every game to close out the regular season. Every one. I feel like that the Colts had every opportunity to win that game. The Chiefs fumbled inside the 10-yard line. The Chiefs did everything. They couldn't score touchdowns. They had touchdowns called back due to penalties. I felt like everything was there. Every time the Chiefs made a big play, you see the flag. And it's like every time we talked about the Chiefs getting the benefit of special flags, yes, this season it's been the exact opposite. They've actually been screwed out of some games. I think that yesterday was, we're going to give you every opportunity to beat the defending AFC champions in their house. Can you do it? And they didn't. They couldn't run the football versus Kansas City because Kansas City loaded the box, and they didn't throw for 200 yards. And they won the turnover battle and still lost the football game. If I'm a Colts fan, I'm disappointed. You had every opportunity to seize the division, to seize the 1 seed, and you didn't. So they're not frauds, Damian. It's just I never gave the Colts any chance to win the Super Bowl, and yesterday vindicated me.
Yeah, I didn't have them winning the Super Bowl either, and I didn't have them beating the Chiefs yesterday. But they didn't just lose because the players got outplayed. The coaches got outcoached. That 3rd and 1, that critical 3rd and 1, that was one of the dumbest play calls I've ever seen. You're going to run Jonathan Taylor out of a shotgun formation, and you don't even use RPO? Whose dumbass idea was that? That didn't make any sense. It's 3rd and 1. You got Jonathan Taylor, best offensive line in football. If you're going to run it, you put him in single back with 2 tight ends, or you put him in the I formation. That was so stupid. That didn't make any sense. So to me, yes, they lost, but their coaches helped them lose. They made stupid decisions.
Let me ask you this, Gene.
Yes.
Are you counting the Chiefs in or out of contention for the AFC title match?
I mean, I just told you I have them winning every game of the remaining of the regular season.
Who's on their schedule the rest
No,
of
we
the
talk about getting to the game that leads to the Super Bowl. Do you count the Chiefs in or out of that game?
Of getting to the AFC Championship game?
Exactly.
In. I think they can. I don't. Let me be very clear. I wouldn't be shocked if they lose in the divisional round. Now, I kind of have them losing in the divisional round, but to give them, counting them in or out of having a shot to make it to the AFC Championship game, absolutely they have a shot. I think they're going to go 12-5. I think they're going to finish second in the division. I think the Chargers are going to completely fall off because their offensive lines fell apart. I think they're going to win a away playoff game. And then I think the divisional round will be huge. Are they going to go into Buffalo? Are they going to go into New England? Are they going to go into, but even Baltimore? Because Baltimore is going to win the division, so I'll have a home playoff game.
Man, Baltimore, man. Just know I'm not. Lamar Jackson has disappointed me in fantasy this year the way he's been playing.
To answer your question, Mo, they play at the Cowboys, home versus the Texans, home versus the Chargers, at the Titans, home versus the Broncos, and at the Raiders.
Raiders are going to be a dub. Titans are going to be a dub.
Yeah, those are wins. I think the Cowboys,
Texans.
I think the
Texans
Cowboys,
with no CJ. They got Davis Mills. That's going to be a dub.
The thing with the Texans is really simple. If you're the other team, if you just don't turn the football over, it's almost impossible for you to lose to them because their offense is nothing. It does nothing. Everything is on their defense. So I feel like with the Texans, if your offense plays not to lose, you'll win because their offense does nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know this is what everybody been waiting for right here, man. We had the first career start for Mr. Shedeur Sanders, man. And he is the first Browns quarterback since 1995 to get a win on his first start, man. Browns win 24-10 against the Raiders, man. Not an impressive team to get a win against, but he got a win. Raiders is trash. And as of yesterday, they have fired their OC, Chip Kelly. How impressed are you with Shedeur's first start, Mo?
I thought he had a clean football game, and he made a couple nice throws. I don't think playing against the Raiders challenges a young quarterback. I don't think playing against the Raiders challenges an old quarterback. If he was going to look good, better look good against the Raiders. I thought he was solid. I thought he was solid. Look, what he's going to be able to say going forward? He won a professional football game as a starter. Look, I don't think it was a spectacular debut, but I thought he was solid. I thought he did enough. Look, I'll say this because we're always critiquing quarterbacks and judging quarterbacks. Some people might think this is a crazy take. I think this is an easy take. Whatever you think of Shedeur Sanders, he's better than J.J. McCarthy.
NFL GENius. Let's talk about Shedeur.
People are out of their damn mind. I don't know how many people watch this football game, right? I got a chance to watch it afterwards. I watched the All 22 because the Buccaneers Rams game was a joke.
Ooh, it's a tough.
I want to state this out loud. In that game, he made one really good throw. It was the throw where he rolled right and he hit a guy on the money. I believe it was Isaiah Bond hit and just hit him on the money. Other than that, he stunk. He stunk. You know what his QBR was? What do you think his QBR was, Carmike?
I don't remember. Probably. You said a what?
8. The number 8. Not 18, not 28, not 88. No, 8. He made a screen pass to Dylan Sampson for 66 yards, a 52-yard pass to Isaiah Bond, and threw for 209 yards versus the Raiders. The Raiders stink. And we're making it like because this guy won a game versus a team that has no offense, no offensive line, and they won 24-10 after the Browns. I think Geno Smith, I felt so bad for Geno Smith in that game. I mean, he took 10 sacks in that football game. 10.
Disgusting.
Your offensive line couldn't block me, you, and Mo.
Some of those, yeah, he ain't had no blocking, but a lot of those, Geno was holding the ball way too long.
Yeah, he was.
Listen, the Raiders are going through what the Eagles are on offense times 50. It's embarrassing. They draft Ashton Genty. They can't block for him. How you draft a Cadillac in the first round and put no tires on him? What the hell's the matter with you idiots? They have no offensive line. It's embarrassing. And we're gonna talk about Shedeur Sanders. Like, oh, he won the start. Great job. I'm glad he won the game. He stunk.
First Browns quarterback since '95, man.
That's embarrassing for Cleveland.
You know how many quarterbacks they had since '95?
Probably 100.
A whole lot.
45. You know how many presidents we had since '95? 45. But
This guy.
we could be witnessing history this year. NFL genius, man. Myles Garrett has 18 sacks on the season with 6 games left, man. Do you see him beating Michael Strahan's 22 and a half?
Yes, he's beating it.
Bro, he's the best player in football. I didn't say defensive player. He's the best player in football.
Jeez.
The guy's on another level.
He's better than the Golden Boy, man.
Mahomes?
He the Golden Boy, man.
Mahomes is more valuable. Myles Garrett is better.
So y'all see him. Let me ask you, if he breaks his record, do you see him winning MVP?
No.
No? Even with
Yeah.
being the same.
You can't win MVP on a 5-12 team.
Show can't.
But all right, NFL genius with Jahmyr Gibbs recording 219 rushing yards, man. The Lions get a win in OT against Pastor Winston and the Giants. Jameis Winston, 366 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 career catch for 33 yards for a receiving touchdown, man. Are you not entertained, Gene?
I mean, I'm always entertained when I get to watch Pastor Winston. That game was hilarious. It was fun. They had flea flickers. They had wide receiver passes to Jameis Winston, who stiff-armed the linebacker onto the ground and scored a touchdown. But the one thing that really it was just like, are the Giants trying to lose this game? They have 4th and 3 from the 3-yard line, and they go for it. They're up 3 points. I get it. You're trying to win the game. But, like, the Lions had just stopped you 3 times in a row. There's like a minute and change left in the game. All you got to do is kick a field goal, and now the Lions have to score a touchdown. You go for it, you miss, and the Lions basically gotten barely field goal range, hit a 59-yarder. Thank God it was indoor, because that football never makes it there outdoor. That football knuckled, spun left, right. Lions fans better be thanking their lucky stars they got out of there with a win. We talk about Jahmyr Gibbs all you want, but Pastor Winston is fun to watch.
Mo, how you feel about Pastor Winston, man?
He's everything that I advertised him to be. The Jameis roller coaster, it's the must-see thing in football. You're going to be entertained. He's going to put up numbers. He's going to get your crowd excited. He's going to do things that make you want to kill him. He even takes out time for some comic relief, does a sermon. The man is an all-around entertainer. It's fun. And the funny thing about him is fan bases naturally, they evolve to him. They're drawn to him. They love him. They love him as much as they hate Russell Wilson.
Carmike, let me ask you a question real quick.
Yeah.
After watching Jameis Winston throw for 366 yards on that secondary for the Detroit Lions, does that make you feel any different about Eagles last week win, where Jalen Hurts couldn't throw the ball versus the Lions?
I mean,
Jameis Winston threw the ball to Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton, Isaiah Hodges, and Theo Johnson.
Yeah. I mean, Jameis Winston is a gunslinger. He always been a gunslinger.
I'm going to say, be careful, because because if we're getting bears to bone, would you take Jameis over Jalen Hurts? I would not.
No,
I know you're not. But you're talking about the passing, and what I'm saying is, right? We have to remember there is this one half to Jameis Winston. Is he a better thrower of the football than Jalen Hurts? He is. He actually is. Jameis is an incredible thrower of the football. He's also going to throw some to the other team. But the numbers are going to be there. The other side of that is no, Jalen Hurts isn't as prolific, but he didn't turn the ball over either, right? They're always talking about how Jalen Hurts is turnover averse, or risk averse. I get that. I think because they're completely different quarterbacks, and because Jameis is playing with house money, like at this point in their season, I think Jameis Winston can throw the ball 50, 60 times, and it's going to be okay because he's playing with house money. I think the Giants aren't playing to win football games now. They're just playing.
Mm-hmm. I will say, if you swap Jalen Hurts and James Winston was our starter quarterback, Jameis Winston would throw for 5,000 yards this season, but he also will throw for 30 touchdowns and 30 picks.
And the Eagles would have won yesterday.
They might. I ain't gonna argue they would have won yesterday, but they wouldn't have a better record.
No, I agree with you. I think when they play better defensive teams, Jameis can't throw the ball to the other team too much. But he would not have thrown for he would have won the game yesterday.
Seahawks get a win over the Titans 30-24. Not an impressive win, but the Titans have been trying to keep it close the last 3 weeks, even though they're 1-10, they've been having some close games, got one win against the Cardinals. But my question is, NFL GENeius.
Yep.
For the remainder of the Titans season, do you see them getting any more wins, or are they going to go 1-16 to finish?
I think they'll squeak out a game. I looked at their schedule the other day. It's funny. They have the Saints at home. So I think they could win that football game. I think they'll win at least one more. But let's not make it like this game was close. I seen that in the chat where Jory posted about, and Jory, I love you, but Jory posted that, it wasn't a 13-point blowout. Yeah, it kind of was. They were down 13. They scored a garbage time touchdown at the end of the game to make it look like it was a lot closer than it was. The game wasn't close. It wasn't. Don't lie to yourself thinking it was we squeaked out a game. Tennessee never had the ball with the chance to take the lead.
Bo, what you think, man? You think the Titans going to finish 1-16 or 2-15?
No, I think they're going to be committed to getting that number one pick. So, yeah, I don't think they'll win any more football games.
So, Mo, with 6 games left in the season, Jackson Smith-Njigba has 1,313 receiving yards, man. He is 652 yards away from beating Megatron. Do you think he's going to touch that record this season?
He might come close. Look, he's already broken the Seahawks record for most receiving yards, which that's crazy if you think about it. If you think about some of the receivers that have been there. Look, the kid is a special talent. And Darnold's playing well. I think he's going to have a run at it, but that record's been there for a minute. So if I had to bet money on it, he's probably going to come up just short.
Just short. NFL James, what you think, man? 652 yards, 6 games?
If I'm guaranteeing health, if he doesn't get hurt, he's going to break the record.
Oh. So you think he's going to take it?
If I'm guaranteeing health, he breaks it.
I like it. So
I think Jackson Smith-Njigba, the way they throw him the ball, I think he's averaging like 11 targets a game. I don't know what teams are going to do to take him away. They play him out of the slot. Oh, and by the way, they have an offensive coordinator that schemes the best players open. See a theme?
Be fair, man. Jigba got way more wheels than AJ Brown, man. I'm just saying.
He doesn't have more wheels than Smitty.
He don't. But Smitty does get heavy targets, though.
He don't have 1,200 yards.
I mean, as of late, he hasn't been getting heavy targets because they've been switching the gears and going to AJ. But,
Hey, AJ Brown was happy yesterday. He got his numbers.
Oh, man. Gene, did you see the interview?
Yeah.
No comment?
I mean, he didn't really say anything bad. And the part that he said that stood out to me was when they tried putting it on other people. He goes, "No, I had a false start penalty myself." So it's about execution. The Cowboys tried to change the way they were playing defense, and credit to them. He also blamed the offensive line. He said the Eagles' the defensive line of the Cowboys played very well in the second half.
You know what? This dude, he kept burning me up, man. Center, what's that kid name? He kept doing the quick neck thing.
Oh, Cam Jurgens.
Burning me up, man. But let's switch gears here, man. Mo. Lakers starting season 12-4, man. Luka and AR, man, are heavy carry mode this year, man. Do you think they're ready to contend?
No. No.
You still don't think they contend, man?
No, look, they have a good record, but I want you to be careful. You only get to play Utah so many more times during the season. The Lakers are beating teams. Look at their schedule. Everybody they've beaten, they're supposed to beat. They've yet to run up against somebody that you would question. They haven't played the Nuggets. They haven't played Oklahoma City. They haven't played any of the better teams yet. So I can't. In basketball, I'm definitely not going to judge you on your record. I'm not. Not if we're talking about if you're a title contender or not. I look at the Lakers as a playoff team. They're going to make the playoffs. They're not a title contender. They can't defend at a high level. And I don't know what their identity is with LeBron back, because I've only seen the 2 games versus Utah, and you could go up there and put a triple-double against Utah. So I don't know what they are. When we get into the meat of the schedule, I think you got to be 25 games or more in to have a better idea what their identity is. Am I glad for the record? I am. And I think they'll finish in the top 4 in the West. That doesn't mean to me I think you're title contenders. I have to look at you and go, I can see this team beating the other teams if everybody is at full strength. The Lakers are not beating Oklahoma City. They're not beating Denver at full strength in a series. Unless
no inkling of even trying to win these games, man. Like nothing. You ain't giving them nothing, Mo.
I didn't say they wouldn't win a game. I said they wouldn't win those series. So what do you want me to say? They won't get swept? They won't get swept.
So 10 more games and you're going to know what the Lakers are for this year.
I think you have to have a better idea. You can already tell by the way they're doing the minutes and the rotations that JJ Redick's already sick of Ayton. He's already sick of him. He's already he started Jackson Hayes over him. Like, he's already done that. We're not even 20 games in and he's sick of him.
NFL GENEius. What you think about the Lakers this far this season?
I mean, they've been good, but I think they went up against Oklahoma City one time and lost by 100. The beating Utah is cool. They have one big win. I think they beat the Spurs by 2. But at the end of the day, I think they're going to be good. I said to add Marcus Smart and DeAndre Ayton, it makes them contenders in the West. Not contenders to win it all, but they're contenders in the West. They can make it to the Western Conference Finals or semifinals, depending on what the road is. I don't think that they're going to beat Oklahoma City as currently constructed. I don't think they're going to beat Houston. I don't think they're going to beat Denver. I think those 3 teams are the class of the AFC, Western Conference.
I agree with that. Even though they did not add anything to their roster, they're not going to beat Minnesota in a series. You're not going to beat them either, because Minnesota does play defense, and so they don't have an explosive offense, but they do play defense.
Come on, man, he been cooking at 41 last night,
right? But it's one guy. There's 5 guys on the floor.
Don't forget your boy. Come on. Number 30. Don't disrespect me, man. He shows up.
Julius Randle. Julius Randle showed up in last year's playoffs, which, by the way, was the first time he's ever showed up in the playoffs. And I gave him credit for finally showing up to a playoff game. Good for him. That's good. I can't view Minnesota as title contenders because in a league that all it says is you have to have shooters, you have to have shot creation. Minnesota didn't have shooters. They have one guy that's a shot creator. That's not a recipe to go to the finals. I think what Ant has done in a weird way is sometimes we say he's underachieved, but if you look at the surrounding talent around him, I can make an argument he's overachieved. He doesn't look at their perimeter players. It's pretty pathetic. Look at their perimeter players.
He looked like, you know what his team's built like? He's built like Derrick Rose team.
Yes. Keep going. He's built like Derrick Rose's team. Go back further. Or he's built a lot like those Sixers, that Iverson Sixer team. Everything is predicated on what he does. Everything is predicated on what he does. And so to give him credit, he's gone to the conference finals a couple of times with a team that had no business going that deep. It's kind of impressive. Imagine what he would do if he had a second guy on the perimeter. I'm not saying it has to be as good as him, but at least somebody that's a reliable 20-point-a-night threat on the perimeter. They don't have that. And they don't have a shot creator.
Mm-hmm. You don't think Ant's play dictates the way other people have them developed there?
Who are you going to develop? If you're talking about Dillingham's so bad that he's not even good in practice. That's not Ant's fault. Dillingham's a bust.
I just feel like if Allen Iverson had DiVincenzo, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, he had Rudy Gobert. His name is Dikembe Mutombo. But like if he had better role players, the 76ers would have competed more in those times. I don't think it's fair to compare these Ant teams to what that 76ers team was. That 76ers team when Allen Iverson was Allen Iverson and a bunch of schmucks that they picked up from the Y. George Lynch has got a great career at LA Fitness. Tyrone Hill and Matt Geiger.
You never heard his number 2 guy, man. Aaron McKee, man. He's giving him buckets.
McKee was a bench player.
Hey, he was giving him buckets.
Right. But so you say it's not fair to compare that, but it's not like AI hadn't played with other dudes. It didn't work out.
Well, that was my point. He played with other dudes. It didn't work out.
But that's more about he's not easy to play with. As great as Allen Iverson is, that's not an easy guy to play with. He's a ball dominant volume scorer. That's not an easy person to play with. That's the reason why when they went on that amazing run, it was a one-off. It's not like from that point on they ran the East. They had that one great season, and then everything went in reverse, and they were never heard from again. I'm telling you that looking at Anthony Edwards, he can't be a fluke if he's already made it to the Western Conference Finals twice. And it's not like he's playing with a loaded team. You're telling me Rudy Gobert's Mutombo. Yeah, I'll give you their skill sets are in line. And certainly Julius Randle is better than Aaron McKee, but he's not a world beater. He's still Julius Randle, right? He didn't change. We know who he is. Who's their third guy? Who's the third guy that can give them double digits? And I'm not talking about 12 points a game, but I'm talking about 20 points a game. Who's the other guy that can create off the dribble and get their own shot on that roster? They don't exist. They don't have anybody like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, look at their roster. Who can take the ball out of Anthony Edwards' hands and make a play? They don't have anybody on their roster that can do that.
Indeed, they do not. But, Gene,
yes,
16
sir.
Games into the NFL season, man. Did you think the top 5 teams in the East would be Pistons, Raptors, Cavs, Heat, Hawks?
The Pistons, I kind of warned everybody about. The Pistons and the Magic are my Eastern Conference Finals. It's still my Eastern Conference Finals. The Cavs kind of knew they'd be there too. No, I didn't have. Well, the Hawks, I could see them being 5. I didn't have Toronto on my bingo card this high. I didn't have Miami.
Toronto is currently number 2 in the East.
I think Orlando will eventually surpass a lot of those teams.
My boy RJ Barrett and Grady Dick hooping. Mo,
be careful. Be careful. So here's the thing. The Raptors are having the season that I thought they would have last year. Remember, last year, Barnes played 65 games, but Barrett played in the 50s. Quickly only played 33 games. They never had their core together for any extended period of time. They were just ravaged by injuries. Then they make a move to bring in BI to give themselves another 20-point per game scorer. They're not a dominant offensive team, but if you really watch their games, they're one of the most balanced offensive teams in football or basketball. Top 5 offense, and they have a top 10 defense. So they get after it on both ends of the floor, and they've got 3 guys that drop over 20 points a night. I don't think it's a fluke. It's a surprise how well it's going. But look at the Eastern Conference. I'm not shocked at what Detroit's doing. I told everybody that if Jalen Duren made a leap in his development, what they could be. Cade needed another guy to step up. It's been Jalen. Jalen Duren's added to his bag. If you're watching Detroit basketball games and you see their center snatch a rebound and lead the fast break consistently, that's crazy to me. Detroit's a top 5 defense and a top 10 offense, so they're almost the reverse of what the Raptors are. I'm not shocked. I will say this: the team that's disappointed me has been Orlando. They've been hurt.
Huh? He missed a few games.
No, they actually been better without him. So him being hurt actually been the best thing that could happen to them. He's been vastly underwhelming. The problem with the Orlando has is roster construction. Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner literally have the same exact skill sets, the same skill set. They do the same thing, and they don't play well on the floor together. They don't play off each other well together at all. It's no surprise as soon as Paolo got hurt and they literally just focused on Franz and made him the number one option, all of a sudden they're on a winning streak. I'm not saying Franz is better than Paolo. What I am saying is they're going to have to make a decision at some point. They're not meant to play together. They don't work well together. They're going to have to choose and move on. And I have to assume the guy they're going to move will be Franz. They don't work together. If you keep those two together, because they're both ISO players and ISO-centric players, that's what makes them easy to guard. That what makes their offense go stale. They have to move them. If they stay together, never mind them making the playoffs. They're not going to be in contention in the
Who
East.
you going to move though?
What do you mean? I think Franz is what, 24, 25? He's got great value.
No, I was saying, who would you move if you're the Magic? You moving Franz, or
you're not moving Paolo? Like I look at Franz Wagner, and I think he's a terrific basketball player, but I think that he's at his ceiling. I don't think Paolo's anywhere near his ceiling.
I think that they need to have a lot more play from Anthony Black. I've always been an Anthony Black guy. So when he played in Arkansas, Jet Howard needs to play more for them. Jalen Suggs, and I think that overall Orlando is deep, and they're a lot deeper than most people expect. So if you move on from Franz Wagner, you can get yourself a premier post player that is not an ISO player, but a premier post player to surround themselves with the guards that they already have. And then Paolo Banchero, who could be your ISO guy.
So when you say a premier post player, would you say somebody like maybe Sabonis?
I think that wouldn't that be ideal?
That's what I'm saying. It's the first guy that came to my mind. He's a center, but he's one of those kind of centers who can score. He's a great passer, facilitator, rebounder. He would, and because he can step away and shoot the ball, he wouldn't clog up the spacing for Paolo. Look, I don't know if the Magic are that smart, but if I'm realizing that my bookend forwards are identical and I've got to move off of one, I think Sabonis would be ideal.
What about Sengun?
They're not getting Sengun.
They are absolutely not getting Sengun.
For Sengun, they ain't good.
If first of all, if Houston were to entertain that, which they wouldn't, they'd want Sengun, they'd want Amen, they'd want a lot. You're trading Sengun. If I'm doing that trade, which Houston wouldn't do, from the Magic, I don't want just Franz. I want Franz. I want Jalen Suggs. I want Anthony Black and a pick.
Yeah, I agree with Mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is our time for the day. It's been a pleasure with you guys this morning, man. NFL GENEius, you got any closing remarks for our people?
No, sir. Just yeah, I do. I lied. I don't want to say no. My closing remarks to the people are: I'm telling you, cash out your Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl tickets. Cash them out. Whatever they're offering you.
Gene, what's up with you, man?
I'm telling you,
dark. So dark.
I've been watching this team all year, and everyone wants to play this whole, well, it's just one game. No, it's not. Their offense sucks. Their coordinator sucks. Nick Foles is a guy that tells you he's one of the nicest people in the world. Why would he go and say, well, it's a really easy scheme? Ocho Cinco told you on a podcast that he knows every route that A.J. Brown's running. Nick Foles is telling you how predictable their routes are. Saquon Barkley is having an awful season by his standards.
God awful.
Well, I guess it's all the players, right? AJ's washed. Saquon's washed. They're all washed. That's what it is. It has nothing to do with the scheme.
And as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you mow better, you do better. Close us out, man.
Hey, thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. Make sure you check out all the great content we have at Wire Network. Wire Network, we appreciate you.